Welcome. As we discussed in the last year, Gemara is a search for truth, and in order to find the truth, the Gemara asks questions. Today, we will begin discussing the second major question type, Kushyot. A Kushya is a challenge question that is raised when something is kasheh, difficult, meaning a statement seems problematic in light of another statement. Simply put, it doesn't make sense. We could use this formula to look at Kushyot. It is difficult to say one thing if something else is true. It is difficult to make statement 1 if statement 2 is true. So, for example, it is difficult to say all boys have red hair if Joe is a boy and he has brown hair. Now, over the next few shiurim, we will learn about 3 types of Kushyot. In the first, a statement is difficult because there is a greater source or authority that says otherwise. We have a Makor Chazak, neged a Makor Chalash. A strong source says something, and a weaker source seems to disagree. The second type is a stira, a contradiction. Some view a stira not as a form of kushya, but as a separate category entirely. For our purposes, we'll treat stirot as a type of kushya. The final category are statements which are not logical. Today we will discuss Kushyot, mimakor Chazak, neged Makor Chalash. Difficulties which arise because a statement made by a weaker authority seems to disagree with a statement made by a greater authority. Let's look at an example. Let's call the 2 statements Statement 1 and Statement 2. Statement 1 is made by a student who announces that there is no school tomorrow. However, Statement 2 is made by a principal who says that there is school tomorrow. Now let's put these 2 statements into our kushya structure. It is difficult to accept the statement made by a weaker source, a student, that there is no school tomorrow, when the stronger source, the principal, says that there is indeed school tomorrow. Now in the Gemara, this type of kushya comes up in several ways. Here are a few examples. If there is a statement made by an Amora that seems to disagree with a pasuk or a unanimous Mishnah or Braita, an Amora is a weaker source when compared to these sources and cannot disagree with them. Similarly, an Amora is a weaker source than a Tana, and a Tana is a weaker source than a pasuk. Now, as we learned in the first year, the Gemara uses function words to tell us what is about to happen. Here are examples of the function words that the Gemara uses in order to indicate that it will be asking a kushya mimakor Chazak neged Makor Chalash. Eitve, he replied to him. Meitvei, they objected, or mativ, he objected. Now let's finish up with an example of a kushya mimakor Chazak neged Makor Chalash in the Gemara. The Gemara quotes a statement of Rav Yosef and Amora. Aval b'shar mitzvot, when it comes to other mitzvot other than Kriyat Shema, divrei hakol lo yatsa, under no circumstances may you pray by heart. Then the Gemara asks, Meitave, we have a kushya mimakor Chazak neged Makor Chalash. Lo yavarech adam birkat hamazon bilibo. The Mishnah says that it is preferable not to say birkat hamazon by heart. V'im birech yatsa. However, if he did, it is a good bracha. Now let's look at this using our kushya structure. It is difficult to accept the statement of an Amora that praying by heart doesn't work if there's a Mishnah that states specifically praying by heart is not preferred, but it indeed does work. So let's review. The Gemara will challenge a statement made by a weaker authority if it disagrees with a stronger authority. Examples of this type of kusha include a statement of an Amora which disagrees with a statement of a Tana, or a statement made by a Tana or Amora that goes against a Pasuk. Finally, examples of the function words that tell us that the Gemara is going to ask a kushya, mimakor Chazak, neged Makor Chalash, include eitvei, he replied to him, meitvei, they objected, and mativ, he objected. It was a pleasure learning with you today. Let's do it again soon.